What if I told you that everything you know about basketball, all the unwritten rules you're supposed to follow, there's this one guy who's not just breaking them, he's shattering them like the backboard in a vintage Shaq dunk. You see, Jeremy Sochan is the human equivalent of a clickbait title. You can't help but watch. He's taunting players into technical fouls, starting Twitter wars with legends, and his free throws. I have no words for that. But here's the kicker. What if Jeremy Sochan's antics, as crazy as they seem, are actually a calculated move? What if by studying the likes of Draymond Green, Patrick Beverley, and Dennis Rodman, he's not just becoming an irritator, but a new breed of player? He's like the troll under the bridge of the NBA, except this troll is helping his team win. Jeremy was born with a basketball practically in his hands. With both parents being hoop stars at D2 Panhandle State, you'd think he was destined for American courts, right? Nope. At the tender age of 2, he's whisked away to England because of his father's professional career. Now, being the foreign kid might be a tough label to shake, but for Jeremy, his basketball skills spoke the universal language of awesome. Despite the UK's love for the sport, the lack of proper funding and organization meant that young talents like Jeremy were like hidden gems in a minefield of missed opportunities. In Milton Keynes, Jeremy's local team is where he shone. But it wasn't enough. His mom, channeling her inner underdog spirit, practically had to perform a full court press on the Polish Basketball Federation just to get Jeremy a spot on the under-16 team. Enter Coach David Mazer, the gatekeeper, the man with the power to bench or boost Jeremy's dreams. He gives Jeremy the last spot on the team, probably thinking, what's the worst that could happen? Oh. Only Jeremy leading Poland to the European Class B title in 2019, snagging the MVP title like it's no big deal, but the game's not over yet. Jeremy's next play, moving to the States to attend high school. But just as he's heating up, the pandemic hits and it's like someone hit the pause button on his career. No problem for Jeremy though. He pivots, heads to the German Pro League, and surprise, surprise, dominates there too. His next move, committing to Baylor, because why not add some NCAA flair to his already impressive resume? Suddenly, he's not just Jeremy Sochan, the kid from England. Now he's Jeremy Sochan, the European player, which in the eyes of Baylor's own, including assistant coach Bill Peterson, translates to soft. Now, Jeremy could have just shrugged it off, played his game, and hoped people would eventually see past the label. He made it his #1 mission to shatter this misconception by turning into the human embodiment of hustle. We're talking diving for loose balls as if they were the last slice of pizza, setting screens harder than the final level of Dark Souls, and boxing out with the kind of aggression that would make a honey badger nod in respect. Jeremy's physicality wasn't just a show for the opposing team. He went full-on beast mode, and in one memorable instance, this meant an inadvertent elbow to fellow Bear, Matthew Meir. The result? A dental disaster. One of Meir's teeth got an express ticket out of his mouth, courtesy of Jeremy's elbow. But here's where it gets downright bizarre. Jeremy finds the tooth lodged in his own arm. After globe-trotting and dribbling his way through various countries, Jeremy's not just a player. He's a chameleon of cultures, a master of adaptation. Gone are the days of the shy new kid on the block. Now he's the guy who walks into a new team like he's walking into his own house, confident, comfortable, and ready to unite the squad. But how does he do it? How does Jeremy, the man of many courts, bring his teammates together? Well, it's not just through his plays, it's through his personality. Picture this, the team's at the airport, there's a flight delay, tensions are high, everyone's itching to get to the game against Kansas State, and then comes the moment, straight out of a sports movie. One of Jeremy's teammates throws down a challenge, a bet of $200, daring Jeremy to shave off his signature colorful hair. Now, for most people, that's where the story would end. A laugh, no way, and back to scrolling through their phones. But Jeremy, he sees an opportunity, a chance to not just break the ice, but to smash it with a sledgehammer. Without missing a beat, he whips out a pair of battery-powered clippers and gets to work, right there in the middle of the airport. And as the hair falls, so do the barriers between teammates. But here's the kicker. Because of the timing, he's left with a half-shaven head as they're called to board the plane. It's a look that says, I'm all in for the team. A physical embodiment of commitment and camaraderie. The NCAA tournament is where underdogs become legends, and Baylor's Jeremy Sochan is the embodiment of that. Facing a massive 25-point deficit against UNC, Sochan's relentless defense and a strategic flop that got Tar Heel Brady Manick ejected sparked a Baylor rally. Despite a valiant comeback and a clutch three-pointer from Sochan, Baylor fell short. Yet Sochan's NCAA performance caught NBA scouts' eyes, particularly the San Antonio Spurs, who drafted him 9th overall. His mother's advice to be cheeky paid off. Jeremy's antics, from viral social media burns to on-court shenanigans, kept him in the headlines. Whether it's provoking veterans like Westbrook and Adams or taunting Morris, leading to near brawls, Sochan's not just playing basketball, he's playing the game within the game, ensuring his spot in the limelight. Stepping onto the court, Jeremy said he was ready to go to war, and he wasn't just talking about playing some tough defense, he was putting the entire league on notice that he wasn't afraid to mix it up with anyone. And I mean anyone. This isn't just trash talk, this is a declaration of psychological warfare. Fast forward to a clash with Utah. Jeremy scores an and one, and then, get this, takes a swing at Utah's Chris Dunn over what most would see as a minor grab. It's like watching a Let's Play where the gamer decides to go off script and start a side quest nobody knew existed. This wasn't just the first fight of Dunn's NBA career. It was a statement from Jeremy that he's not just playing basketball, he's playing mind games. But Jeremy's battle-ready mentality isn't just for his opponents. In a game against the Rockets, he rips his own jersey, Hulk style. Was it a strategic delay? A flex of intimidation? Or maybe Jeremy just forgot his own strength? Either way, it added another layer to his reputation as the NBA's wild card. Now let's talk about free throws, because Jeremy's about to rewrite the playbook. NBA players are creatures of habit, especially at the free throw line. It's like the if it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality. But for Jeremy, it was definitely broke. Enter Spurs assistant Brett Brown and his one-handed free throw suggestion. It's unconventional, sure, but so was Wilt Chamberlain's brief foray into the technique, which actually improved his percentage. And let's not forget Rick Barry's underhanded shots, which had him shooting a staggering 90% from the line. But here's the kicker. Shaquille O'Neal, one of the most dominant players ever, refused to try these methods because he didn't want to look silly. Jeremy, he doesn't have that problem. After Coach Popovich gives him the green light, Jeremy starts shooting one-handed in games, not just practice. And what happens? His free throw percentage skyrockets from a dismal 45% to a respectable 69%. That's not just improvement, that's a transformation. Jeremy Sochan is also defying the NBA's unspoken hierarchy, boldly calling out LeBron for flopping, a move most rookies wouldn't dare. Ignoring the traditional respect usually paid to veterans, he's not just crossing the line, he's redefining it. His audacity peaks when he trolls Houston Rockets fans on Twitter, then joins their live roast session, showcasing a fearless engagement that's rare for a newcomer. This defiance culminates when the Spurs draft top pick Victor Wanyama, and Jeremy convinces him to sport a snow cone hairdo, a vibrant taunt at the Rockets. Jeremy's brashness is turning the rookie mold on its head, signaling that in today's NBA, reverence can take a backseat to bold personality. His rookie year gave us a sneak peek, a teaser trailer if you will, of what Jeremy could do as a point guard. Sure, the results were a mixed bag, but that's the thing about experiments. You learn, you adapt, you evolve, and who better to orchestrate this evolution than Coach Pop himself? When Pop announced Jeremy as the full-time starter at point guard for the 23-24 season, it sent shockwaves through the league. It's like when a game developer announces a completely unexpected sequel to a beloved game. Fans are skeptical, but there's that electric buzz of what if?